Hello everyone, welcome to our Pharma Remedies YouTube channel. Today I will discussing the case study of thyroid. Before starting that, I would like to share some general aspects associated with thyroid. Thyroid is a gland which secretes three types of hormone: thyroxine, triiodothyronine and calcitonin. These three hormones are more important for maintaining the body functions normally and working that normally. Example: CVS, renal, eye, brain, etc. Let's see in detail by this case. The case is Miss CR, a 27 years old woman, has a 3-month history of intermittent heat intolerance, sweats, tremor, and severe muscle weakness, which has limited her ability to climb stairs. Her weight has increased because of appetite. She is also bothered by the pounding of her heart and some minor difficulty in swallowing. There is a family history of thyroid disease, but she denies taking any thyroid medication or any history of radiation to her neck. She had previously received iodide drops with symptomatic improvement, but her disease recurred despite its continued administration. Her other medical problems include diabetes, which is controlled with diet, and osteoarthritis, which is treated with aspirin, 2.5 grams per day. She has a history of non-compliance with her clinic visits. Patient's physical findings include a BP of 180 systolic and diastolic 90, a pulse of 110 beats per minute, hyperplexia, lead leg, and diffusely enlarged thyroid gland. This is physical symptoms of patient. Then let's see objective epidemiology. Epidemiology of thyroid. Incidence of women 66.4 percentage and 33.6 percentage in men. Peak age occurrence is 20 to 40 years. Frequency of Graves and toxic multinodular goiter vary by iodide intake. Then etiology. Etiology of thyroid. Graves disease, ectopic thyroid disease, multinodular disease, thyroid adenoma, subacute thyroiditis, ingestion of thyroid hormone, pituitary disease, high dietary iodine intake or very low dietary intake. Genetic factor also affected. Physical findings of this patient is blood pressure is 180 systolic and diastolic is 90. Pulse is 110 beats per minute. Pulse is high, abnormal, and systolic BP is also abnormal. It is high level. Then hyperplexia, lead leg, diffusely enlarged thyroid gland that is 4 times normal, about 100 gram. Then lead leg means inflammation of eyelid. Okay. Next, lab investigation of this patient. This is lab data of this patient. In the total thyroxine is 6 microgram per deciliter. Free thyroxine FT4 is 2 nanogram per deciliter. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, is less than 0.01 micro units per ml, and blood glucose is 350 milligram per deciliter, and TPO, thyroid peroxidase enzyme, is 350 IU per ml. Here FT4 is abnormal, TSH is abnormal, that is more less, slightly less, more less, sorry, and TT4 is 6 microgram per deciliter is okay, and blood glucose is high, that is also abnormal, 350 milligram. Okay, sign and symptoms of thyrotoxicosis. What is sign and symptoms of thyrotoxicosis? These appear generally in most of these organs: skin, nervous system, musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal, and cardiovascular. In detail, if it is found in skin, there is symptoms are warm, moist skin, thinning or loss of hair, increased sweating, heat intolerance. Nervous system: insomnia, irritability, nervousness, lead reaction, retraction. Sorry. Symptoms of an anxiety state, psychosis. Musculoskeletal: fine motor tremor, proximal muscle weakness, rapid deep tendon reflexes, osteoporosis. Gastrointestinal: weight loss despite increased appetite, thirst, diarrhea. Cardiovascular: palpitation, tachycardia, shortness of breath on excretion, arterial fibrillation, congestive cardiac failure, worsening angina. You can see these symptoms in right side picture. This is the symptoms of hyperthyroidism. In our case, is patient also suffering from hyperthyroidism. See, this is the basic anatomical structure of thyroid gland. Then thyroid, one thing is thyroid hyperthyroidism is associated with Graves' disease. We have to understand what is Graves' disease. So, Graves' disease is a common cause of hyperthyroidism, an overproduction of thyroid hormone which causes enlargement of the thyroid and other symptoms such as exophthalmos, heat intolerance and anxiety. You can well understand by this picture normal thyroid gland and enlarged thyroid gland. What is different between two types of that? Then this is diagram of thyroid hormone synthesis and secretion with site of action of some drugs used in treatment of the disorders, and this is a control of thyroid hormone secretion. Pathophysiology of thyroid hormone. Hyperthyroidism characterized by a loss of normal regulatory control of thyroid hormone secretion. The action of thyroid hormone on the body is stimulatory hypermetabolism result. Increased symptomatic nervous system activity. Alteration, secretion and metabolism of hypothalamic pituitary and gonadal hormone. Excessive amount of thyroid hormone stimulate the cardiac system and increase the adrenergic receptors. Tachycardia and increased cardiac output, stroke, volume and peripheral blood flow. The negative nitrogenous balance, lipid depletion and the resultant state of nutritional deficiency. It leads to hyperthyroidism result. Then assessment. Treatment. Standard drug of choice for hyperthyroidism. Drug carbimazole. Mechanism of action is inhibit hormone synthesis. Then methimazole inhibit hormone synthesis. Iodine, iodides or sodium and potassium or organic iodide. These three drugs are have similar mechanism, is inhibit hormone release. Then radioactive iodine. destroy thyroid tissue. These drugs are standard drug of choice for hyperthyroidism. In this case, for patient prescribed drug are iodide drop. Mechanism of action is inhibit thyroid hormone release by blocking iodotyrosine and iodothyronine synthesis. Then aspirin inhibit the activity of enzyme cyclooxygenase. Aspirin prescribed for because patient suffering from osteoarthritis. So, then adverse effect of iodine and iodides. Yeah, iodides and iodine have also adverse effect. So, see the adverse effect of this: acute reaction and chronic overdoses means iodism. If acute reaction found, swelling of lips, eyelids, angioedema of larynx, fever, thrombocytopenia and lymphadenopathy. If chronic overdose found, that time inflammation of mucous membrane, lacrimation, swelling of eyelid, thyrotoxicosis may be aggravated in multinodular goiter. This is question regarding to this case. We will see in last. Planning. Patient counseling for thyroid disorder having patient. Patient should be advised of an importance of regular clinic attendance. Yeah, this is necessary to monitor both therapeutic outcome and the development of adverse effect. The development of skin rashes, mouth ulcers or sore throat should be reported by the patient, immediately investigated and a full blood count performed. It may be dangerous to treat these symptoms with over-the-counter medication before carrying out further investigation. It is important for the patient to understand the difference between specific antithyroid therapy and symptomatic treatment. The patient should also be advised about the timing of doses to aid adherence. Following completion of a course of treatment, the patient should understand relapse may occur and medical help should be sought if the initial symptoms reoccurs. Now see the question regarding to this case. First question is, what does the patient's symptoms and clinical finding indicate? CR clinical findings verify autoimmune hyperthyroid state. However, the serum FT4 is elevated, elevated only slightly and is disproportionately low relative to severity of her symptoms, the undetectable TSH level, and her other laboratory findings. The low normal TT4 could be explained by displacement of T4 from TBG by aspirin. The possibility of variant type of hyperthyroidism known as T3 toxicosis should be considered. The latter occurs through preferential secretion and peripheral conversion of T4 to T3. Second question is that why were the iodide drops initially effective in improving CR symptoms and later ineffective? When are iodide indicated? What is their mechanism of action? Iodides have severe effects. They inhibit thyroid hormone release. They block iodotyrosine and iodothyronine synthesis by blocking organification, and they decreases the vascularity of the thyroid gland. In addition, high iodine concentration reduce thyroid blood flow to moderate extent. These effects make it used in prepare the patient preoperative for thyroidectomy because it makes the gland less vascular and more compact. To treat severe thyrotoxicosis, when a rapid decrease in circulating level of T3 and T4 are desired, dose is greater than 6 mg per day. However, large doses may accelerate thyroidism because it limits its oven transport and also thyroid hormone release. The inhibitory effect of exogenous iodides on the intrathyroidal organification of iodides is known as the Work-Chekhov effect. This is an inherent autoregulatory function of the normal gland to prevent excessive hormone synthesis in the event of large iodide load. Then the gland escapes by decreasing iodide transport or by lacking iodide. Both mechanisms decrease the critical intrathyroidal iodide level, thereby decreasing the block to organification. For this reason, iodides alone are not used for. Now, here some advantages of iodide therapy are that it is simple, inexpensive, and relatively non-toxic and involves no glandular destruction. And disadvantages is that include escape accentuation of thyrotoxicosis, allergic reaction, relapse after discontinuation of treatment. Then third question was that what are the advantages and disadvantages of different treatment modalities available for CR? The three major treatment modalities for Graves related hyperthyroidism are the thioamide RAI, means radioactive iodide therapy, and surgery. In most cases, any of these three modalities can be used, and there is controversy as to which is the most effective therapy. Often, the final decision is empiric, depending on the physician's available resources and the patient's desires. A review of treatment guidelines published by the major endocrine organization found that radioactive iodide therapy is the most common treatment, while surgery is less common. Patients who are older and those with cardiac disease, concomitant ophthalmopathy, and hyperthyroidism caused by toxic multinodular goiter are treated best with radioactive iodide. Surgery is the preferred therapy for pregnant women who are drug intolerant when obstructive symptoms are present or if malignancy is suspected. So this was the case of hyperthyroidism. Then reference, this is the.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel for getting more updates.